You're listening to Parasearch Radio, news, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio. Parasearch Radio, broadcasting to the UK and beyond.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised. You're listening to The Spectral Zone with host Caz Roonery.
Good evening everyone and welcome to the Spectral Zone on Parasearch Radio. I'm your host, I'm Caz Roonery, and tonight we have a wee treat for you because I have another Scottish paranormal investigator on. I have Colin Connor, who is part of Scottish Ghost Adventures, joining me. How are you, Colin?
Hey, I'm great, Caz. Thanks very much for inviting me onto the show. It's very privileged to be on it, especially talking to another Scots person. Not like I don't like to speak to other people, but speak to Scottish, I can more be myself instead of. I'll try and not Scottify all my words. I'll try and speak a bit more English than I usually do.
Well, you're guaranteed by the end of the show we're saying aye and no instead of yes and no.
Aye, totally.
Aye, totally.
Aye, you can kind of guarantee that. So how are you, Caz?
Great, thanks. But I think everybody wants to know about Scottish Ghost Adventures. So for everybody who doesn't know about yourselves, can you tell them please about yourselves, Colin?
Hi. Well, 5 years ago, me and my brother and my wife, actually, we had started, for about 20 years, we've been doing investigations here and there in haunted hotels and stuff. One of our favourites was the Schooner Hotel in Northumberland. We made regular visits there, quite a lot actually. Right. And 5 years ago, I'd actually says to my brother, I says, you know something, I would like to actually do this kind of on a more professional, more serious kind of basis. And he says to me, well, I've already started the website. So, which itself was actually quite weird. Because we had never spoken about it before, and so
great minds think alike.
Well, aye, you would think that, but he's my brother. No, I wouldn't kind of admit we're two great minds. But aye, we've I think we've done pretty well. We started a chapter series as well on YouTube. So if anybody wants to type in Scottish Ghost Adventures on YouTube, you'll find us there and see the chapters we've done so far.
Fantastic.
So aye, it's been good fun.
So, right, well, did you have this interest, though, in the paranormal when you were younger, or is it just something you kind of got into?
You know something, see when I was a child, when I'd go to the library or something, I would always go for the ghosts, the spooks, the Scottish haunted thing. As a child, I never really took it any. I just had an interest in it, like the Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, and ghosts and spirits and that. After I left school, I never really thought about it again. And it wasn't until I met a friend of my wife's mother. That she was a medium, and she was feeling about. She read heads, believe it or not.
Right.
So she was feeling my head, and she says, "You've got the gift, and you're an old soul, and you have to kind of go forward with this." I'm like, aye, okay. Being a teenager, whatever.
Aye.
So anyway, I carried on. My early 20s, we visited another medium and it wasn't a thing I was really interested in, was mediums and stuff. But my wife was. So we had visited another medium, and she gave me a reading. She said exactly the same thing. You've got the gift, and you need to follow it up and stuff when you're an old soul. And I'm like, all right. So I started spiritual church, and that's kind of where it all started for me. So I went to spiritual church for years, doing all the stuff that they do in there, and all my siblings got involved. My sister, my brother, my wife. We had a medium. We used to do seances and stuff. It was good fun, and it wasn't until 5 years ago. And I says to my brother that I want to do this kind of a bit more seriously than what we are.
Well, you were saying, Colin, the Schooner Hotel is one of your favourites, so you kept going back. But why did you keep going back? What kept pulling you back there?
Right. The Schooner Hotel. It's when we first started going to the Schooner Hotel, it was absolutely fantastic. We get amazing evidence and stuff. But the thing was, we didn't have the cameras. We didn't have this, that, and the next thing. It was just us.
Yeah.
And probably one of the times we had just started buying stuff, and three of the things, a camera, and we bought 2 K2 EMF meters.
Yeah.
We're not a great believer in the K2 EMF meter for picking up anything. We purely use them for yes, no.
I don't like them.
Do you not?
No.
I'll use them for yes, no answers.
Yeah.
That's what I'll use them for. And they've worked great for us. Well, there was one night me and my brother was there. We were all there actually, but everybody else had fallen asleep. And me and Mark, but we probably, if I'm honest, we probably had a couple as well. But anyway, that's besides the by. Me and my brother were sitting at each end of the room, and we were asking questions and stuff. Both of the EMF meters started going off. So I had asked Spirit, can you stop? And it stopped.
Wow.
Then we'd asked for March to go off, and March went off. Then we had asked it to stop, and it stopped, and I asked mine to go off, and it went off. We were doing that for about 20 minutes.
Now, Colin, you said you keep being drawn back to the Schooner Hotel. It's one of your favourite places. So what exactly is it that keeps drawing you back there?
It's been a while now since we went back to the Schooner, pure and simply because Mark was there months back, and he says it's not the same as it used to be. But what used to draw us back was, there was one occasion we had just bought K2 meters. I'm not a great believer in the K2 meter for picking up spirit at all. But on this one occasion, the two of us was at each end of the room, and Mark was. We were asking questions. The K2 meter started going off. We had asked Spirit for him to stop, and it stopped.
Okay.
So we had asked March to go off, then March would start to go off, and we asked it to stop. It would stop absolutely immediately after we had asked. Then for mine to go, then it would go. And we were doing this for about 20 minutes, but unfortunately we didn't get that on film at all. On another occasion was we were doing the glass. There was about 7 of us doing the glass. You know how you do circle for yes and like straight line for no. It was going a bit mental, but we assumed that somebody was kind of pushing it. So anyway, we had stopped, and we all observed what I could only describe as a small universe inside this glass. You know, like the Men in Black, like the universe and the glass thing. That's exactly what it looked like. It looked like a universe in the glass. There was no reflections. We checked the curtains. There was no. The place was in complete darkness, and that amazed us. But time after time after time we had visited after that, we'd stop going there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, living in Scotland, I mean, it's handy that you work with your brother and your wife.
Aye.
That's definitely
Aye.
keeping it like a family interest, isn't it?
It is. It's awesome, but it's also hard.
Why?
Just the disagreements. Disagreements are disagreements. They're real disagreements. They're not like having a disagreement with a friend. It sometimes gets very, how can I say it? It can get serious. To other people it would sound serious, but it's not that serious. We get over it. Next day we're over it. But because me and Mark, we've got different paths, although we're on the same path.
Yeah.
Mark follows the more scientific route.
Yeah.
He's actually got his own Facebook page called the Paris Researchers Journal. It takes on the bigger picture and the possibilities, creating a wider understanding of investigative experiment ghost research, which covers many aspects of the specialist fields in the paranormal, like pseudoscience, parapsychology, ITC research, and so forth. He's more into that side of it, where I'm purely more spiritualist. Like I can get stuff. I'm not a medium. I would never class myself as a medium, but I have had stuff that has been confirmed later on through whether it's an EVP or anything else. So we work well together.
It's quite a good balance, though.
Aye, we see
You've got
that
both
as a good
sides of
balance
it.
as well. Absolutely. I think that's why we love it so much. But it can butt heads at some point through his beliefs and mine.
I'm sure Mark looks at it, like you said, from the scientific point of view, and you strongly believe it's a spiritual thing, then you're going to butt heads at some point. But I mean,
aye, absolutely. We
your
accept
family,
that.
so
Aye,
you've got to sort it out.
Aye, it's not like a friend thing where you have that fallout, then that's you fell out. That's a group or
Yeah. And I think I've lost Colin for a wee minute there. Don't know where he's gone. So I'll just sit here and chatter to you until he comes back. Unfortunately, this has been a trend. Colin, are you back?
you're breaking up a bit there.
You disappeared again.
You disappeared as well. Spooky.
Oh, there's ghosts in the machine, people. Ghosts in the machine.
You disappeared.
The signal between England and Scotland doesn't seem to be working very well tonight. That's all I can say to that.
No comment.
No comment. Clever man. So, I mean, your wife, what kind of point of view is she coming from?
Still there?
Yeah, what kind of point of view is your wife coming from, do you think? Is she more spiritual?
Keep losing you.
You keep losing me. I think it's your signal, Colin.
I'll wait and change your Wi-Fi to my 4G. See if that helps.
Right, okay.
Somebody's going to be doing a lot of editing.
Probably not. They'll probably go, it's fine as it is, just play it out. Did your wife take a totally different view from you in your... Well, I suppose she needs to be on one side.
Well, that's another funny story. Our very first investigation we did at the White Hart in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
It's actually the oldest pub in Edinburgh. And Birkenhead used to frequent there. Mm-hmm. That was our first chapter. And we had got some awesome EVPs there. Mm-hmm. One of them being Help Me, and the other being The Baby.
Right.
Help Me, we could probably understand because it was apparently a prostitute there who was pushed down the stairs, and wow. she's supposed to still haunt there.
Right.
We reckon the help me was her EVP, and the baby we couldn't understand until maybe 6 weeks later,
Right.
and my wife is pregnant.
Wow.
And we didn't at the time. We didn't know that at all. But my wife had a lot of difficulties with that pregnancy. She gave birth to our boy maybe 3 months premature. He was,
Wow.
but he's still going strong today. And so whether that EVP was directed towards that, we don't know. But it's to us, it's a bit more coincidental than anything else.
Well, so what is like actually talk about really is investigations. Like, how far would you go to investigate? Would you travel the UK? Would you go abroad if you got the chance?
Absolutely. But we haven't been abroad. We've been down to England a couple of times. We've been, I think, England a few times to do investigations. We'll travel anywhere for a good investigation. We've got colleagues down in England, Jane Harris from HD Paranormal. She occasionally has events, and one, I can't even remember the name of the place we went to. Anyway, we had went to that. It was good. We've probably about 3 or 4 times we've been down there. Mark's done probably more than me because he's down that way. He's actually at Hastings as we speak. So I anywhere. If it's worth it, we'll go there. Definitely.
Now, when you said like you were going to do it in a more professional way,
yeah.
Where was the first real investigation done professionally?
Where?
Yeah.
Well, that would have been when we first started the website up. A wee plug here: www.scottishcoastadventures.com. If you fancy a wee visit, you'll be able to see our latest stuff. That was the White Hart Inn. That was our very first. Mark got in contact with the manager there, and he was very interested in getting an investigation done. We had just bought all the cameras, the CCTV cameras, this, that, and the next thing, and that was our very first. Although it wasn't probably our best investigation, I wouldn't say it was our best investigation. We could have done better, but we were greenhorns. We were just starting out, just learning how to interact with the client and stuff. And it's hard to ask a client to stop opening doors and stop walking about and stop talking on his phone, and it did cause a lot of interference with our investigation. However, I think that's the only investigations we've had problems like that. Every other after has been great. That wasn't our best, but probably one of our best locations, considering the history of it, and the actual evidence that we actually got, the EVPs and stuff. But it wasn't my favourite. Do
you have like a favourite type of place you would like to investigate, Colin? Like churches or graveyards or inns or castles, or have you got a kind of favourite?
That's a great question. Each investigation that we do, or each place that we do, has a different feel for me. My favourite places would probably be the more historic places, like castles. I prefer castles. We've done hospitals and stuff. Hospitals is a little bit more psychological. We've done a couple of hospitals, and I've actually got another one coming up. It's a lot more psychological. It can affect you. It's hard to describe. It can affect you deeper in the head, if you know what I mean. But castles, I get uplifted with castles, and I seem to get more evidence at castles. For instance, Slains Castle in Cruden Bay. That's probably one of my favourite investigations. We've got a lot of evidence there and a lot of feelings. Mark took a work colleague there with us, and she loved it as well. It's an awesome place. That's a great thing about Scotland. We've got a lot of places to investigate, and yeah.
Have you been into the necropolis in Glasgow?
We have not. We've heard about it though.
We've heard about it. Go in there.
There's just so much, because Aberdeenshire is known as like the castle place of Scotland, the place to be, and it's just hard. There's just so much to do, and so little life to do it.
That is very true. I mean, there's a lot of places. Edinburgh is really popular as well, isn't it, when it comes to investigating?
Aye, Edinburgh is probably my most favourite place in the world to be is Edinburgh.
Really?
Aye, but unfortunately, it just seems to be money orientated for the investigations. Likes of the vaults and Mary King's Close, the graveyard. I mean, they've closed that part of the graveyard off. For what reasons, I'm not too sure. They say it's because people are getting scratched. I'm not too sure about that one. But aye, Edinburgh, the history of Edinburgh is just magnificent. From the castle right down to the vaults, it's absolutely awesome.
Well, I mean, going further afield, going out of Scotland, if you like.
Aye.
If you could come down to England and investigate any place in England, where would you go?
Oh, it would have to be the dungeons or something like that. I'm quite dark like that. I like jails and I like dungeons and I like the Tower Bridge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would like to do stuff like that. Whether it happens or not, we'll see.
I think Kerry Greenaway, I mean, she wants to, if she could go anywhere in England, I think she would investigate the Tower of London.
Aye.
And there's not a chance you're ever getting in there, but she keeps trying.
Well, if she ever gets in, just give us a shout and
we'll join you.
Aye, totally. That would be awesome. Aye, there's UK is just fantastic history. I love it. It's just the best place in the world to be for investigations, in my opinion.
That is true, because I mean, we've spoken to other teams, obviously, from the USA, and what they're saying is that we have the history here. They're all fascinated and want to come across for the history here, because we've got such a big history over here.
Aye, that's why when we do investigations, I don't know if we've mentioned we do YouTube chapters on YouTube, funny enough, and we also include history. We always include history. It's a big part for us. History, our own heritage history, is very important to us. So we'll always add that in our chapters. Yeah. And luckily enough, we have a guy called Robert Cudmore. He works for Yap Audio Productions, and he helps us when narrating our history stuff and that. So we have been very lucky with getting help on that side of it. Matt does most of the historical stuff. He'll do the write-up for that, and Robert will narrate it for us. So aye, it's fantastic. We get a lot of help in what we do.
But that's the thing, though. Do you find, I mean, the paranormal community, there is a lot of help from other people. Do you enjoy investigating with other teams? Is that something you like to do?
Sometimes. It depends on the location. It depends on the amount of people there. Me and Mark are just used to going out with the two of us. It reduces contamination. It reduces a lot of things. But if we've got a colleague, a friend, or that's having an event night, we'll pop along. Like Greg and Ryan from Paranormal Scotland, we've been on one of the investigations at Balgony Castle.
Yeah.
And we've been invited back at some point as well.
Yeah.
So we've met a lot of good people on our path, on our road, if you like.
Yeah.
It's just but we wouldn't make a habit of it. Special occasions.
Special occasions.
Aye.
Birthdays and Christmas and things like that.
Totally.
So, when you're going out and you're investigating, if you could only take one piece of equipment with you, what would you take?
It would have to be a camera, because visual and audio all in one thing. It would have to be a camera. A video camera.
Yeah, need to be a video camera.
Aye, I would definitely hate to be a video camera. I could leave everything else at home, and that would be my one main thing.
Have you ever been anywhere, Colin, where you've actually went in and the equipment is just not having it at all? It's just playing up, it's draining out, it's doing everything except what you need it to do?
Aye. We did actually. Where was that again? Oh, this was Huntly Castle. We, a few years back, we were in Huntly Castle. This was through the day. This maybe about 1-2 in the afternoon. It was really hot outside as well. We had caught. We could only describe it. How somebody would perceive a ghost to look like, floating about all white, face and stuff. We caught that on camera. It was circling me basically, and I seen it on my viewfinder, but I couldn't see it with my naked eye. I couldn't see it at all. So we had at the end of that piece, it actually swooped towards the camera, and you could actually see a smiling eyes on this. What could you call it? Couldn't call it a ghost. We didn't know actually what it was. But anyway, we had went back there maybe about 5 months ago, and we got nothing.
Okay.
Every battery we had, like the cameras, the digital recorder, everything was just draining. Because it all drained, we were kind of hoping for something big to happen.
Right.
We had felt we were brought there for a reason.
Yeah.
But no, we lost all battery power. We didn't get anything. So yeah, that was probably. I mean, that was digital recorder, cameras, EMF meters, everything. Just batteries drained on everything. We were expecting it to be lifted up and tossed about the room or something, but no, nothing happened at all. Unfortunately, and regretfully. It was a shame.
Have you ever, Colin, been physically attacked, or indeed any of you been physically attacked when you've been on location, or physically affected, put it that way? That's a good question. A few years back, I've got a story for everything. That's great.
A few years back, we've done Slains Castle maybe about 4 times, 3 or 4 times, and there was one night I had come home after an investigation. Yeah. I think this was like November or something. You know how cold Scotland is at that time of year. Anyway, I had a t-shirt, I had a jumper, and a body warmer and a jacket on. And anyway, we had finished the investigation. I came home. I was getting undressed in my room, and my wife says, "What's that on your shoulder?" And there was actually 3 scratches there. I'm not a great believer in the Holy Trinity and all that, but I had actually 3 scratches, what I couldn't explain. I had never felt it at the time, and there were new scratches. So that's probably the only thing. Probably been more mentally attacked than physically attacked, to be honest.
Yeah. But it'd still be quite unnerving for your wife looking at it going, what is that?
You know, see when she says to me, she took a photo, it was somewhere I couldn't reach. I couldn't have leant, with the layers I had on, I couldn't have leant against anything to cause that. I actually smiled when she showed me. I smiled. That's how weird I am. I smiled. I went, "Oh, that's really cool." Yeah. So, but never been pushed. Never been. I had a torch tugged once.
Did you?
I usually keep a torch around my wrist.
Yeah.
Twice that was. I was like, it wasn't like it was. Like it was natural. It felt pulled.
Yeah.
That wasn't an attack. That was just an attention thing.
I know. But it still got your attention, didn't it?
It definitely got my attention, especially the second time, because the first time I went, "No, it's just me. I've probably done something for it to do that," but I'd done it again. And I did mention it on camera, so if you want to see that, you'll be able to see that on our YouTube channel. Another plug there.
Well done. Get them in.
Aye, get them all in, aye.
This is the thing. You and your wife both being investigators then.
Uh-huh.
Do you find that your work actually comes home with you sometimes?
Aye. Aye, it can sometimes come home. See, my wife, since we had our son, she's never been on an investigation since.
Okay.
So it's basically been me, Mark. It's been doing all the kind of frontline work.
Yeah.
Aye, but do you mean like stuff happening in the house and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had... Christy's been in through the day, and she's heard, like, somebody running across the top hall.
Yeah.
From upstairs. She's heard somebody coming downstairs.
Uh-huh.
We've heard noises in the rooms. But we never knew what to put that down to. I actually got a medium in here to see if she could feel anything. This was at Christmas. I was having issues. My brother was having issues. So we'll get into that in a minute. She was sitting there holding my hand, and she's saying, "I'm getting stuff for you I've never had before." Then there was an angel that we had in a wall because it was Christmas. Yeah. And I watched this angel take off from the wall and smack this medium right in the head. And she was she said she was concussed. Instead of falling straight down, it probably went maybe 4 feet to the left and hit her in the head. I watched every foot of that.
Wow.
So that was another thing. Apparently, I've got this attachment to me. Yeah. But it's all good fun.
Do you guys? I mean, when you go investigating, Colin, do you guys protect yourselves in any way? Do you do a protection bubble or crystals or anything like that?
Well, it was a thing I never used to believe in. When we've been going to spiritual church and stuff, we know how to do the white light protection and all that, but we never ever did. Always had a mindset that my mind was strong enough that I never ever needed protection. Right. And the end of last year, me and my brother, I felt like depression, always anxious. This was probably the last quarter last year. This is why I got the medium in at Christmas. Right. Because it just got too far. I couldn't be bothered going on investigations anymore. So I had got this medium and she says, yes, you do have an attachment. And she told me to get a crystal, a protection crystal, which me and my brother did. And whether it's coincidence again or not, it dissipated. It wasn't as bad as what it was. I mean, that was 3 months of, it was like torment. Yeah. But it was unexplainable. There was no way that I could be depressed. There was nothing to depress about. It was coming up to Christmas, obviously, but it wasn't that. I know I'm Scottish and all that.
Totally depressed when it comes to Christmas. We're like, oh,
got money, I spend money. No, that was nothing like that at all. So we're not saying it was paranormal, but it was unexplainable. It was. The arguments my brother was having was serious. We were nearly falling out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think we did fall out a couple of times, but it was serious arguments. And I had just said, right, I've had enough of this, and I phoned him up one day, and he says, Colin, I think we need to protect ourselves on these investigations. And I says, you know something, I agree. And we had both experienced, we spoke about it, and we were both experienced the same things. Coincidence? I don't know.
I'd say if you were both experiencing it, then it isn't really a coincidence, is it?
It depends who you speak to.
I suppose so. I suppose so.
Aye.
There's that many
Definitely.
different views.
Aye, so now we do wear protection on every investigation we do. It's kind of important to us now that we can't let anything like attach to us. I do believe in attachments, so prevention is better than cure, isn't it?
That is very true, Colin. That is very, very true. Have you guys been to anywhere yet that you've actually said, don't care how many times we get asked, we're not going back? It just put you off that much, you just said, I'm not going back?
No. We done one investigation where I would have said, I'm not coming back here.
Yeah.
But after you've left, you think to yourself, no something. It's if something's in that place pushing me out or affecting me mentally, then to me that's bullying. I know I'm in their space, but I show them respect always.
Okay.
Always show them respect, and I expect that respect back.
Yeah.
And if they're pushing me out, give me a mental vision of anything for not wanting me to go back, that's bullying for me. I don't like bullies.
Yeah.
So no, I've never been to a place where I've says no, I won't go back. And Matt definitely hasn't. I mean, any evidence is good evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose you do have to look at it that way. I mean, because the ultimate goal is to get that evidence, isn't it, of what you believe in?
Absolutely. And aye, definitely. We'll just not be pushed out anywhere. We'll absolutely go anywhere. Graveyards, we wouldn't go do graveyards. We don't. I just don't see the point.
Do you know what? I do like graveyards, Colin. But I mean, there's some that I've been to where literally I've went to walk in and thought, no, I'm not welcome in here, and walk back out.
See, graveyards with history. Graveyards with history, I can probably see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
But just a normal graveyard, no. I just didn't get it.
Well, we've got
I'm sorry to say.
I've got one about 10 minutes maximum from me. And they say, this is the new side and this is the old side. But I mean, the old side is like years and years and years old. It is really, really old. But there's a church right in the middle of it that isn't used anymore. So there's a bit of history in that graveyard. So I've been in there.
Gee,
but I mean,
fine.
it's not for everyone. It's not for everybody, is it?
No, definitely no. We were at a graveyard many, many years ago. Oh, I can't even remember. He's a famous guy next to Loch Ness.
Yeah.
No, everybody was shouting his name. I can't remember it just now. But he was a child killer. But apparently his house has been burnt down and knocked down and stuff. Some famous dude went and bought it. But anyway, that was probably the only graveyard we've ever done. I would like to do the one in Edinburgh to meet Mr. Mackenzie.
Yeah.
But that's never happened yet. I think Mark's been on the wee tour that takes him around the graveyard.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he got anything or not. I don't think so.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You go on a wee tour, it's not the same as going there yourselves, is it?
Nah. We had the vaults one night. I say we had the vaults. We'd done one of these tour things, and there's just too many people. I mean, any sounds or you just can't say that's evidence. It could have been anything. Could have been somebody throwing a stone or something. We had stones thrown, but it could have been anybody.
Now,
Aye, trust.
Aye. You've done a bit of charity work as well, haven't you?
Aye, we've done a couple of nights for charity. Aye, they were again events nights. They were good nights. They were good causes. It was good fun. Aye, and we're probably actually thinking about maybe doing another couple of years, but we'd be running it. Don't know where though. But I think the charities we would do them for would probably be close to our own hearts. So that's maybe on the plate just now, that we'd do a couple of charity nights a year.
Is that something that's important to you guys?
Aye.
To give a wee bit back?
Aye, doing something for somebody else, it's always important.
Yeah. Now, if in the future, what kind of things are you looking at doing? What kind of things have you got coming up?
Well, I'm actually currently working on... we've went and changed... It's not important to the paranormal community, but it's important to us. We've changed the intro to our chapters. We're changing the kind of format of how we show our videos and stuff. We're just going to continue doing our investigations. Maybe do a couple of charity nights a year. Maybe do a couple of nights just for the public to come along and see what it's like on an investigation. And Mark's going to continue with his Para Researchers Journal page on Facebook. Yeah, it's just so we're trying to create new with the old, but not change it too much. Because we've had a lot of good feedback from how we put ourselves across just now. Yeah. So we don't want to change it too much.
No, because you come across as friendly people. You're quite open to talking to people.
We really are. We really are. Respect. That the whole paranormal community needs to learn respect. I see it in a lot of the Facebook pages that respect is missing. Respect for each other and respect for places you investigate and respect for the people who used to live in these places that you investigate. I see a lot of that missing. But hopefully because we've started the Scottish Coast Adventures forum. Hopefully put that across to people. We've got great admins on there. We've got Denise Carroll, Craig, Denise Doyle, she's an author, Jen, Lisa, Phil, parapsychologist, Stefan, he's another Scottish group, and Mark and myself, and we've got Sarah, she's the moderator on there, she's the creator of Living Life in Full Spectrum. So we've got a lot of experience in there, so hopefully we're all on the same path, we've all got the same thought process. So hopefully we'll be able to push that onto people. That's what we want. We want people to think logically and respectfully. Yeah. All about the paranormal as we do.
The paranormal community, I mean, as you see it, how would you like to see that progressing?
I would. There's so much. Have we got time?
Yeah, you get time. It's all good.
I would like to see. I'd like to see people listen more. I mean, you can have somebody that's been watching paranormal TV programs for 20 years, and somebody that's actually been on the field for 20 years, and the person that's been watching TV thinks they know more. Yeah. I would like to see less of that. Okay. Odd pictures. We'll not get into odd pictures, will we?
No, that starts a riot. Don't get into the odd pictures.
Aye. Orbs do exist, but they're few. They're rare. It's angel dust. Orbs are. I've
it's
seen
like 99% of them aren't orbs.
Absolutely. It's dust, insects, lint. It's all that. It's not
moisture,
spirit.
everything.
Aye, faces and orbs. Oh my God, really? But anyway, anyway, I'd like to see the paranormal community learn from people who actually do it not for money, and not learn from the people who are doing it for a living. That's what I'd like to see more of. Listen, just listen. It's not hard. Anybody can do it. You don't have to watch TV, and anybody can do it. We're lucky being in Scotland. I'm lucky, not so lucky for you. There's so much to investigate. There's so many places. We'll never run out of places to go.
That is true. You won't.
There's only maybe once or twice we've been to a place more than once, but just because we never caught everything we needed to on film. We've had to go back. But we'll never run out of places to go.
Right, so if there's any investigators listening, Colin, give them the 3 you must go and investigate places in Scotland. You would say that they would need to go and investigate. What 3 places in Scotland would you send them to?
That's a hard question, and I'll tell you why. There's a lot of places that we investigate that I wouldn't recommend anybody to go. Yeah. But the Slains Castle would have to be number 1. You'd have to go to Slains Castle in Cruden Bay. You'd have to go there. It's an awesome place, very active. Goblin Haw. I think it's near Glasgow, Goblin Haw. But anyway, if you want to know where it is, it's on our chapters. It wasn't the most active place, but we only visited once, so I would hate to give judgment on one visit. And if you wanted to pay for some more, it would have to be the vaults in Edinburgh. Yeah. And so, Mary King's Close as well. It will blow your mind, but
So anybody fancying a Scottish adventure, Colin's told you where you need to go.
Aye, go there. Edinburgh is just awesome, but Aberdeenshire's just if you want to visit a castle, Aberdeenshire, there's like 1 every 3 miles or something. It's mental.
I'm actually coming up to Scotland for a few days in the next couple of weeks, and I've got this horrible vision of my daughter driving me about in a car from place to place.
While I'm there. It'll be awesome. It'll be well worth it.
Every time I go back home, I do turn up with my equipment case. And I walk through the door, and my mum and my eldest daughter will go, "What's that for?"
Aye. So if you want to go to anywhere that's nice and haunted, Slains Castle, go there. If you've never been there, but you need to be really careful. There's people. It's right on a cliff. People have even recently fell off that cliff, so you need to be 1,000,000% careful. Know what you're doing. Go in daylight as well.
Yeah, that'd be the best bit, wouldn't it? You've got to be careful.
Absolutely. Safety first. We've always said that, safety first. Anytime we want to investigate a place, we'll always visit in the daylight, just to know where we're going and footing and stuff. Don't take any risks. It's not worth it. You don't want to add to the statistics.
So what does the future hold for Scottish Ghost Adventures, Colin?
Well, hopefully we will carry on as we are. And hopefully, like every other paranormal team wants, we will find the evidence that will unequivocally prove that the paranormal exists. Yeah. So we'll see. Watch this space.
Well, do you think we'll find yourselves down this end next year? You might come down this way and do some investigating next year.
If we get a good invite, then you never know, Caz. We never know. We wouldn't say no.
I mean, because well, as we said, your family, so you need to sort out any little tiffs you have. Really.
Aye. We're always we're very quirky with each other, but it's a good thing. Another good thing is family. There's the trust there. If I feel something, if I see something, or if Mark sees something, or he hears something, we believe each other. It's not just somebody looking for a bit of attention. What we say to each other, and what you guys will see on camera, is exactly how it is and how we feel at that moment. And that's what I love about us as a team.
Yeah.
That just honesty and trust, which I think is important in any team.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. So this year, you've still got investigations this year, haven't you?
Oh, aye. We've got my computer's down at the minute. I'm waiting on a motherboard coming. So I've not been editing for 2 months, and it's driving me nuts at the moment. We've got 2 investigations to get edited. We've got another one coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm way behind on editing. As you probably noticed, we've never put anything out since February or something, which is a long time for us. We're always trying to get an investigation in a month, but because of this, we've been held back a bit, which is a bit of a pain.
Well,
but never mind.
You guys stay in different locations, don't you, in Scotland? So.
Aye, I live in Aberdeen, and my brother, he stays in Fife.
Yeah.
So it's not, and he works with autistic adults as well, so he doesn't get a lot of time off.
Yeah.
And getting time off together is quite hard. But we do try and get one in a month.
Yeah.
Aye, so.
Well, hopefully, I've got every faith that we're going to see you going from strength to strength, because you're such a good bunch. You seem to be really open with everybody and really, I was going to say really Scottish. To be honest,
I think
was
we
going
are
to say really Scottish.
I'm very privileged that you're saying that. Aye, we do our best, and I'm honoured to hear you can say that. But strength to strength is a good way forward, and I think we will. We're getting more people on board with what we do, and great professionals as well. And the friends we've made and the colleagues we've made on our path is blinding. And sometimes famous people, but we'll not go there just now.
Just for anybody that doesn't know, blinding means brilliant in Scottish.
Blinding, aye, brilliant. See, I knew by the end of the show we were going to do that. It's pure dead brilliant, by the way.
It's pure dead brilliant, by the way. Oh, Lordy. We knew it was going to happen anyway, didn't we?
Okay, well, it was coming.
So, Colin, we have been talking for nearly an hour.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yes.
It absolutely doesn't feel like that. You know something? I was really nervous before coming on tonight because I'm not really a public speaking kind of guy. Although you see me in videos not talking, but it's just usually me and Mark, and we don't think about the cameras anymore. So I was really nervous. It's an experience for everybody. Well, for me anyway. So I really appreciate you asking me on, Caz. That was absolutely awesome.
It's awesome to have you on. Hopefully you can come back on again in the future, and you're going to tell us what else you guys have been up to and what else you've got planned. Aye,
I'll definitely do that. And hopefully next time Mark's here as well. Seems as he gets holidays here and there. How rude. Holiday is a holiday. Just have to say.
Well, we all need a holiday, Colin.
Oh, I know.
Don't always get them, but we need them.
Aye, definitely. I absolutely agree with that.
If you're Scottish, you need a holiday just to get a tan.
Aye, just to get off blue.
Aye, just to get away from the blue, really.
Aye.
Let's be honest about it.
Aye.
Well,
the land of Smurfs.
Can you tell everybody, before we wrap this up, Colin, tell them about where they can find all your information, where they can come and check out what you're up to?
I certainly can. Our website is updated with Mark. That's his baby.
Yeah.
You'll get us there at www.scottishghostadventures.com. Or you can get us on Twitter at, what is it? At SGA. Something like that.
Yeah.
And you'll get us on Facebook at Scottish Ghost Adventures or Scottish Ghost Adventures Forum, where you'll be able to chat to me, Mark, or any of our awesome admins. We'll have good banter on there. Everybody will know what banter is. Good banter, aye.
Good patter.
Absolutely good patter, aye. That's totally Scottish.
Good patter. Anyway,
at Scottish GA. That's it. At Scottish GA on Twitter.
At Scottish.
I just had to get that because Mark will be raging me. How did you know you can get that right? That's another argument, eh?
Yeah, you would get into trouble, wouldn't you?
Oh, aye. Always get into trouble for one thing or another.
Well, everybody, you really need to go and check out what Scottish Ghost Adventures are up to. Please follow them on YouTube as well. Follow them on Twitter. Go and check out the pages on Facebook. You really need to keep up with what they're doing because they are quite busy. And they're a great group to be following. As we've said, Colin, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting away to you.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure for me. Aye, it's been brilliant, Caz. Thanks again for inviting me along and having a wee chat with yourself and your listeners. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've loved every minute. And I'll definitely be back, hopefully, if you invite me again.
Oh, do you know what? I'm holding you to it.
All right, cool.
Holding you to it, you've got to come back. You need to come back.
Right, I'll look forward to it as well.
All it remains for me to say, guys, is please remember you can find Parasearch Radio on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can, please, if you go to YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. Then you won't miss any shows at all. You can also find shows that you miss. You can find them on Podbean. You can find them on SoundCloud as well. So you've got no excuse. The shows are absolutely everywhere. So all it remains for me to say and for Colin to say is thank you very much for listening and good night. Say good night, Colin.
Good night, Colin. And good night, everybody else. Thanks again, Caz.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.